Hello everybody and welcome. You just caught me here. I'm just balling up some lumps of clay and I'm going to make some mugs, so why don't you join me? I'll just swing the camera just down there a bit, and just got some clay here which I've wedged up, kneaded up, and I'm just weighing some lumps up for these mugs. So that's the mug in question that I'm going to be making. That shape, straight sided with a slightly flared lip. So if you're weighing up lumps of clay, balls of clay like I am, be careful with the little bits that you add, that you don't trap air when you smash them together like I'm doing now. Alright. These are 280 grams in weight. That's it. Now some people, when they're weighing up clay, they cut the lumps of clay off the main lump with a wire. Now, I don't do that. I pull the clay off in my hand by hand, and that helps me feel the weight of the clay, and I can pretty much get it within about 10 grams either way. And maybe I just need to, like they say, just add one more piece. Okay, I'll carry on weighing up those a bit more in a moment. I won't spend the whole of the clip doing that. So we'll chuck those over there. Now, I've actually already made one. I'm going to get the camera down here a little bit closer to where the action is, so I'm going to lower the camera down like that and try and swing him into position so we get a bit of the sideways profile as well as the top view. Alright, there we are. Now you can see that I've got already one there I've made, and what I've got to do now is, I've got a lump of clay here on the side. I'm now going to use this chopstick and I'm going to put it in there as a gauge, which is going to give me the height as well as the width. Alright, and don't put it so close that when you make the pot it's going to crash into the gauge. That's about right, like that. Can you see that? I wonder if you can see that. Let me just bring the camera around here. You give you some indication of the how near it is. You see, like that. Okay. So, right. Well, that one which I've made, I think I've cut it off, have I? Maybe I haven't. I better cut him off, otherwise I'll have an embarrassing moment. No, I hadn't cut him off. Again, now when you're going to lift a pot off the wheel head like this, and I do encourage you to try to not make everything on bats. Some people make everything they make it on a bat, and then they think, oh well, I'll trim it afterwards. Don't do that. It's a waste of time and a waste of space. So we're just going to lift that fella off like that. Can you see that there? The hand position of the fingers. I'll put him over there. Maybe this camera needs to go down onto a different focus. Right, so now these lumps I've just weighed up, we should be ready to go. So let's Sorry you can't see everything because my hand is rather covering the basically I've centered it. I'm now pulling the clay out, you see, to the side, compressing the base as I do that. That's something that just happens. You don't have to major on it. I'm now coning it in, you see, like that. Get that conical shape. That's actually quite important. Now I'm going to, with my fingers, lifting the clay up. Apply water. Some people, when they're making pots, they're a bit careless with the water. They tend to go, whoops, splosh it on everywhere. Their trays filling up with water all over the place. Get a bit more specific with your water. Maybe use your sponge. Spread the water a bit, okay. You need to make sure that the surface of the pot is well coated. So, getting up to the gauge now. So, pushing it out a bit at the base, pulling it up, and looking at the gauge to see how far away from it I am. Hope my head's not getting in the camera. Shout if it is. Thing about making video clips like this, if I'm sort of doing them myself, you can never really get into the perfect position. You know, there's always some part of what you're doing that is hidden maybe from the camera. But anyway, you just have to do the best you can, don't you? Okay, so you've got a sort of fairly squat shape, but then at the last moment here there's a change in the angle with that. So now with my stick there, I'm just going down and I'm putting an undercut here, or a bevel underneath. Okay, so that's to facilitate the cleaning off of the pot afterwards, that you have that undercut. And I do encourage you to do that with your pots. I see so many pots with really untidy bases, left rather ragged. People possibly thinking to themselves, oh well, it doesn't matter, I'll trim it afterwards. So you get out this mentality of having to trim everything. Okay, there's that one. Let's cut him off. Again, my hands are now in a wet state, so I've got to either wipe them on my apron or have a separate towel and just clean off the majority of the slurry. Going down on the pot now, lifting it. You see, there we are. Easy to lift off. You don't need to put them on a bat. Next one. Clean it down to the base. Use your thumb. Clean it right down there. See. If the pot, you see, is centered on the top part of the clay here, but right where it meets the wheel head, it's sort of going left and right, eccentric. It's going to create an uneven lift when you come to go in to do that lift. It's going to make it very uneven. So going down now, when you go down like that, you see? V shape, going in a V to start with. You descend to almost the point where it's the deepest point, right in the middle, but it's in a V shape. Okay, now I'm pulling in and I'm pushing the pushing the clay. I'm trying to do this with one hand so you can see what I'm doing. You see, pushing it across like that. Now that's compressing the clay at the same time as widening the base. Now don't forget, cone it in like that. Now because it's coned in like that, when your fingers are going down inside there, they've got something to pull against because the pot is coned. Alright, lifting it. Again, still lifting in the form of that cone shape. See my fingers here on the outside, how they pushed in there, created that bulge there. Well, that bulge is what's going to help me to pull up the clay. You see? Now I can feel here. I can feel a couple of air bubbles, which means if you find you got a little air bubble, just prick it with you. It does happen. Occasionally it does happen. Right. Continuing up. Continuing up to the gauge. My eyes focused on the gauge there as well, you see, as I'm lifting. Now you can make mugs in a very simple. This is basically, you see, the old exercise of making a cylinder, isn't it? A squatty bottom bit here, and now at the top here, just a change of line at the top there. That last little bit. That last little bit is actually quite nice because it really makes the mug nice to drink of, because it meets your lips as you go to drink from it. Using the side of my throwing stick to make any adjustments to the form of the pot. Checking to see that it's up to the gauge. Occasionally it doesn't hurt just to get off the wheel and have a squint at it. I should have my mirror here. Where's my mirror? If I had my mirror, I wouldn't have to have got off the wheel then. Get yourself a mirror. Throw with a mirror. It's a great tip, that. When I did my training, when I worked for my dad, we never had mirrors then at all. I don't know why, but since I've gotten hold of this idea of the mirror, I tend to tell everybody about it because it is a good idea. So again, wiping off your hands a touch and lifting the pot off the wheel. Put him down over there next to the others, and I'm beginning now, you see, to get into the, just swing the camera over there to those mugs that we've just done, beginning to get into the swing of this batch of mugs that we're about to make. So I encourage you, knead up your clay well. Number one, of course, don't trap air in your lumps when you come to weigh them up. put them into a bag like I've got here, keep them from drying out. And you could make some, for example, some mugs. You could just make them just simple cylindrical shape with a handle on the side. That's a good practice for getting into using a gauge. Okay, Simon Leach here saying, keep practicing. I'll see you around.